it's Tammy. So if some of you came from the Julie Nutting doll collaboration over to this channel, I appreciate you. And if you're just checking out this channel, I appreciate you too. I appreciate all of my viewers. I think that you guys are fantastic, and I hope that I'm teaching you something that you guys can use. And I want to do this tutorial to teach you guys how to make this cute little, I don't know, binder. But we're not going to do this middle part. Instead, we're going to do notes in, I think, 2 sections still, but maybe just 1 and 2. I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet. But I just don't particularly care for this. If you wanted to do this instead, you could just fold up some paper, put it in the middle, and then it's clipped on with some elastic, just some like ribbon. And I just have it, you know, double clipped on each side of this and tied so that it will stay. So if you like that, you just go right ahead and do that. I, on the other hand, am not too fond of that, and I am going to do it a little bit different for this one that I'm going to show you. And this is not my original idea. I got this idea from Kimmy from Country Craft Creations. She is amazing. She does some great work, and I will try to remember to post her YouTube channel below. But I don't think that this tutorial is on that channel. I think that I found that off of Country Craft Creations, so I'm going to try to also put that link below. But this is just a fun tutorial, a fun little binder, and I thought it might be cute to do. And you can do this in more sizes if you want, but this is going to be a total of 8.5 inches long, which is coincidentally the length of your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So that's where we came up with that, or that's where she came up with that, which is fabulous. So I am going to use her dimensions to do this base part, and then I'm just going to start over again with doing the paper because it's just easier for me to do it that way since I'm not following exactly her tutorial. But you need to get 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11. I need to follow the right tutorial. And we are going to score these 2 pieces of paper. I need to see this a little better. On the 11-inch side at 3.5 and 4. 3.5 and 4, and then on 7 5/8, which is just the one right after the half. 7 5/8 and 8 5/8. So it's 1 inch of a score on this side and just 1/2 inch on this side. And you'll see why here in just a minute. And then we're going to take this and score it in exactly the same places. So this is going to be scored at 3.5 and 4 and 7 5/8 and 8 5/8. And that's really all the scoring I think that we need for this particular portion. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away. I'm also going to put my instructions away because I'm not going to use them from this point on. And we can go ahead and burnish the score lines. And we can even go ahead and put this part together so we can have our base ready made. You could use 2 different pieces of paper, but I really think that you need cardstock for this because this is the base. And personally, I would prefer to use the same color. That's my choice, but you know, you be you, boo. I need to clean off my, oh, I'm folding that in the wrong spot. I need to clean off my desk. I'm getting smaller and smaller workspace. I can't stand that. Have these in my way. And washi tape, I swear, grows. So you can see you have one that is 1/2 inch and one that is a whole inch. So we want the whole inches to go together, but we want the 1/2 of an inches to be by themselves. So you stick the whole inches together, and then there's a 1/2 an inch on this side and a 1/2 an inch on this side. And this is what's going to be stuck together. Now, I am going to use some glue, just because I love this art glitter glue. Oops, as I sprayed on the wrong side. A little bit of this goes a long way. And I'm just going to put these 2-inch sides together. And to do that, I'm just going to make sure that I can still fold it. And that they are together, because you want them to match up exactly. And then you're going to have a flap on each side. I have a flap here and a flap here. Those flaps can be stuck down too. But first I just like to stick down the inch just to make sure that I've gotten those together and that I can still fold it without any problems. So that's why I do that. And I haven't made this since the time I made it with her. So, and that's been a little bit ago, so please forgive me if I mess something up like I think I just did. I don't know that that's together well enough. Maybe it is. I was just starting to tear it apart because I'm like, oh, but I think it's okay. Never mind, it works out fine. I don't need to tear it apart. I can stick it back together. But it is just paper. Remember that, guys. If you screw up, there's usually a fix you can do. And if the worst thing comes, then the worst thing is that it's paper. So here's our little book. See, yeah, it doesn't open exactly the way I'd want it to. But that's okay. I will just deal with it. See there? Always a way to fix things. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cover the outside, and I have some paper here from Studio G. This is a 12 by 12 paper pack that I'd gotten. There's 7 sheets in here. I don't even know where I got it. I've had it in my stash for a long time. And because there's 7 sheets, and I'm going to need a total of 8 different covers, because you're going to cover each side. So this is one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to cut one of them twice, and the other one I will cut each once, so that I'll have different pages for each look. But you can do this however you want to do this. And so this is going to be cut at, well, we need a 1/4 inch smaller than this, and this is at 3 5/8. So we need 3 3/8 by 8 1/4. So 3 3/8 by 8 1/4, or that would be 3 3/4 cutting off of it, off of a 12 by 12. 3 3/4. And this is what's going to cover our pages. So we need 8 of these. So there's one. I don't know if I can cut all these papers, but I'll try to do half and half. So let's see. Ooh. 3, what did I say it was? Forgotten already. 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3/8. By 3 3/4. gosh, I should put these here. These are our working pages. These are our scraps. Three. These are our scraps. 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3 by 3 3/4. So there's our 8 of those. And then I need one that is 3/4 inches by 8.5 or 8 1/4. And then I need 2 that are about 1/4 inch. Let's see, that's 1/2 inch. So goodness, just a little shy of 1/2 inch. So let's just, I need 2, so I'm just picking out 2 pieces of paper that are just shy of 1 inch. I'm just going to go 7/8 of an inch. That way it won't be so much smaller. Oops, that's not it. This is 7/8 of an inch. 7/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to go 3 3/4. And then I'm going to go with 2 other papers. Let's do it was 1/2 inch, so let's just go in 1/8 of an inch. So that's 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch. By 8 1/4. So 3 3/4. I hope that makes sense to you guys what I'm doing. This is a 12-inch piece of paper, so instead of pulling out my big thing to figure out 8 1/4, I'm just doing 3 3/4 off. So this part is 8 1/4 and this part is the scrap. So I have 2 of those, and I think I'll use 2 more. This paper's so thin I probably could have done all that at once. So I'm going to do, instead of 1/2 inch, I'm going to go in 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch. Oh, I think nope, it looks about the same. And then 3 3/4. So these are what's going to go on this, like that. So now when you have all of those cut, let's just go ahead and cover this. So this is scrap. I'm going to put this up here so I won't get it confused on the cutting board. And then here is my paper. You can glue these, or you could use your double-sided tape, whatever you like to do. I personally like to do glue, I think, so I'm going to do that. Yes. And I'm going to do, I like this side better, so I'm going to put these on the outside. ahead and do one of these. And then this is another one of those. This is going to be, okay, so this is going to be the actual outside of the thing, so I need to make sure I pick something cute for the outside, even though it's going to be mostly covered with Julie Nutting Doll. Oh, I think I'll use this one. Oh, but I have that one over here for this, don't I? Oh, but I should have other ones. Or did I only cut two? Oh, I did cut two. I don't know where the other one is. I'm just going to do this right now. And then I will cut another one if I need to. You guys tell me, did I lose one of those or did I just cut one? So this hides that seam that's in here. Oh, they're together. Good grief. Looks like I may have cut it like exactly right, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyway. And then over here, let's see. This will be the back side because this will fold in. So I need something on the back side. And from what I can tell, this closes okay without having a ribbon or anything to help it close. But if you wanted to put a ribbon or something on it, I would just do that before I put these papers down so that the ribbon was closed inside. So I would just put the ribbon like down this side, and this side, and then I'd make it up over all of those and up over all of these so that when you folded this, the ribbon went around here and then you could tie it if that's what you were interested in. But see how this is looking so far? So now I need to put another little one here. And let's see what I use for that one. I think I'll use this one. So I'll put this down, and then I will put one more, maybe this one, down here. So the structure on the outside is all done. And then we'll do the same thing on this inside. And all of this is customizable to however you want it. If you have a, I don't know, a Stampin' Up set that you want to use, or you have a cute little penny black stamp set, or whatever stamp set, or you don't even have a stamp set and you have stickers that you want to use, that's fine. Anything that you want to do is fine. I'm just showing you the pretty much just the basics of making the box, and then you can choose to decorate it however you want. This is where it's fun because it's totally you, whatever you want to do. So I'm looking at this because I know that I want to have a notes section, and so that'll be fine. I'll put this here. Well, I just hope I'm helping you learn how to, you know, measure it out and do something creative, but like show you the base of it, but then the rest of it, you can do whatever you want. I did mine in Julie Netting. I had that Julie Netting paper, which was adorable, and then I needed to do my Julie Netting stamp collaboration, so that was how I chose my first one that I did. And then this one, I just love the Julie Netting dolls, so I'm just sticking with it. Doing another cute Julie Netting, but you could do whatever you wanted. And maybe I'll add something else too. I don't know. We will see when we get going. Sometimes I don't know what it wants to be until I start. Is that a mailman? Yay. Oh no, am I out of paper? How did I do that? Oh, maybe I only cut 7. Maybe I didn't cut 8 because there were only 7 pieces of paper in that thing, weren't there? Oopsie daisy, I need another piece of paper. Oopsie daisy. So I know I've used this, but I'm going to use it again because I liked it. So it was 3 3 3/8, I think. Yes. And then 3 3/4. Life is just a dream. I don't know why I have that song in my head. Boo doo 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 doo. See, when I'm crafting, I'm either, usually, if I'm not videoing myself, I'm watching a YouTube video or listening to a YouTube video or listening to music. I have thought about maybe starting to listen to some books on tape, but I haven't done that yet. But I love music. I do so much. So much, so much. And I love watching YouTube or Netflix. I'll sometimes put a Netflix something on, and I haven't watched Netflix for a pretty long while right now. I've been on a book kick. I've been reading. Okay, so now we have the base pretty much done. Or done. Let's just double check. Doop, ba-doop. So see how those 2 1/2 inches made the inch on this side, but they're 2 1/2 inches on this side. So here we go. Oh, I think this was the front. Doop, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Or you could make this the front, not the back, it doesn't matter. But I think I'm going to go with this as the front, and this is what we'll do. So now, I think I have some extra to-do lists in here from Cocoa Daisy. I'm just taking out some stuff that I know that I have that's kind of extra. Extra. I'm going to take some of this to-do list and I'm going to put some of it in here. Now, here's what you could do if you wanted to, which I might just do because this is about as wide as this is. I might just glue this last page on to this exactly so that it'll fit just perfectly, like right about there. Or if you wanted to make a little place to hold something, you could do that too. And I think I'll do that on another page so you'll see. And you can choose wherever you want these. I don't personally, if I'm just going to glue it, I think I'm going to be careful of putting it on the ones that swing out too much, because if I swing this out too much, it could possibly fall off. So I think I'll stick to one of these two for this to-do list. And I'm going to do that probably last because I don't need to do anything special for that. So I just know that that's there. That's in my no zone. I could maybe even stick some Post-it notes with this page, depending on what I need. So I could put some Post-it notes there and put that there, and that would be cute. Take some of these off. You know what else would be cute too if you really wanted to? You could put a little pin here. I would probably cut these down. Actually, it might just work just like that. We'll see. I'll see what I'm going to do. All sorts of ideas. This is what happens when you start crafting. You're like, oh, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do that. And then I think I'm going to take you know what? I think I just might use the cellophane bag and cut it down, because wouldn't that be cute? Life is just a dream. Okay, so I'm taking this cellophane bag. I'm kind of ripping it apart because it's too big. And I need it to be smaller. So smaller is always good. If you need it to be bigger, you're kind of out of luck. Okay. I'm going to cut off this little bit. Does not have to be perfect. And I'm even going to cut off some of the bottom. All that's a wreck. And we'll cut off this side. But I don't want that to be cut off. And I want it to be a little bit longer, so give me something to glue down. Okay. Oops, I was wrong. I need it to be a little bit shorter. because I want this to fold in. So I'm just making a little foldy thing, just like it is. I'm just making it so it's a little bit smaller. And maybe I'll use some cute, I'll use a cute hole punch on that to make the top. So I'm just going to fold this in as the bottom. Okay, so before I glue this down, let me get a cute hole punch. Yikes. It's like stuck in there. There we go. And then I'm going to cut this part off a little higher. Then I'll do this one at the lower. And it just so does not have to be perfect. But I do want this to be smaller. I might just cut that off with my scissors because I want this to fold down, and I don't think anybody will notice that that little piece isn't laced if I just cut it like that. Hopefully you guys are following me along. I know I'm just kind of doing it and not really teaching you a little bit of it, but some of it you can't really teach. I'm just making a bag out of a piece of paper pretty much. That was already a bag, so I just had to redo it. I hope that makes sense. And then I'm going to, so I want this top part of the bag to be already laying down on the bag. So this will be folded down like this. This is going to be folded down and on this. And then the part, you'll open and fold this. That can be folded down back there. You're going to open and fold this down onto this. And then I'm going to put some embellishment things inside here. And this still might be a little bit big, but it'll work out. I'm going to go ahead and fold this now, so I'm going to take all of these places that I've folded and put glue. So a little bit of glue there to hold that down. A little bit of glue here to hold this down. I'm going to take these and trim them inward just to make sure that I don't have any extra weight or extra bulk anywhere that can be folded and messed up. So I just get rid of those extra edges. And then I can glue this down, glue that down, and I can even glue that down to that down. Just like that. And then this whole thing is going to be glued here. And then I'm going to take some glue here and glue that piece down. And then I'm going to take some of this ephemera and stick it right inside there. I'm going to take this and put glue on one side. That way it'll help hold that flap down, and the person will know that that just goes down like that. I'll keep moving this, taking it off, putting it back on. Crazy. So now I'm just going to take this. And I will glue this down about here. And I'm going to take this and glue this down about here. I think this would be a really sweet Mother's Day present. And then let's go ahead and take one of these. And it was 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to still cut it at 3 3/8. I didn't want to move it. There we go. And then I'm going to cut it, I don't know, let's do 5 inches. Then I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch on both of the long sides and one of the short sides. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to chop off the edges here at the bottom where the score lines meet. So it looks like you kind of have a little bit of a jean pocket. Then you're going to fold the paper in. And this is going to create a little pocket. And if that's too long for you, if you don't want it that long, trim it off. It's a little long for me. I was just guessing when I did the 4 inches. Let's cut 1 inch off. So let's make it 3 inches. That's better. And then let's take a punch, if you have one, a round punch. This is a 3/4 inch one. And I'm just going to punch in the middle of this, just halfway down the circle. And I'm just eyeballing it, just to give it a little notch. And I'll just take glue. Along the edges of that. And put this on this side. And we'll figure out something to stuff in there in a minute. And then our last side, what do we do on this one? Notes, notes. Oh, I kind of like how I did that. I didn't do anything to those two. So, I mean, you could just leave it blank and just make it cute. But I think I'm going to do a notes that's as big as this now that I'm thinking about it. So this is, I think I'll use one of these scraps. because it should be the same size. It is, and it's this big, so that's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do the punch thing on this one. I could have used that for this too. I didn't even think about it. And you could either do the 1/4 inch all the way around, or with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the glue and at the very edge of the 3 sides, not the top, but the sides and the bottom, I'm just going to put a little fine line of glue. And stick that right on there. Oops. Try not to move it like I just did, because my ruler was underneath it. Drat. And I know what I'm going to do with this pocket, because it's a little bulkier. This pocket is. It'll hold bulkier things. I think I'm going to make 2 of these for this one. And these are little paper clips that I get in a kit. So you might not have these, but you might have access to make some paper clips. And you could just make paper clips however you'd like to go in here. And I'm just going to put these around a little bit. Because I have them, so why not? And let's do this flower or butterfly or whatever it is. Then I'll save one to do another kit. And then in this one, there's lots of little tabs too, but I'm not going to use those for this one. For this one, I'm going to put some paper in here, but I think I'm just going to use, let's see, what could I use? I might just use some Whisper White and trim it up and put it in there. What do you guys think? Sounds delectable, doesn't it? Because then it's a little thicker. She needs to do something a little thicker. So that was 3, where can I remember? 3 3/8. So we'll do this at 3. So 3, 3, 3. And then we'll go, this is 8 1/2, so we'll go 4 1/4. And hopefully this will fit in there. If I did my measurements right and I didn't get glue too far on the sides, it should fit in. And it's not going to. It might be too thick anyway. So we'll just do 3 of them. And I'll cut off another 1/4 inch. That fit in there. And I'll take one of the ones that didn't fit. And I'll just trim it down just for fun. Oh, I need to trim it down a little bit more. And I'll just put notes right there. My kitty cat has been sleeping next to me, and I just woke him up. Sorry, kitty cat. Oops, I did the score instead of the cutter. That's not going to do anything for me, is it? It sounds like it's going to pour down rain. I should go get the mail before it starts raining. And I'll put that right there. And here we go. Isn't that cute? So we'll decorate the front still. Then we have this. And then when we open it up, it's like this. Now, if you wanted to put something here, you certainly could. I don't think I'm going to. And then I think I'll decorate this front, but I'm going to go get the mail first, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm looking at some stuff up here and seeing some stuff that I might use to decorate as well. I have some of this left over from a different project. No, I don't feel like that. And those don't rightly go. Kind of like that. I think these are stickers too. Do 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 do. And if I did it from here down. Oops. I have to go over just a little bit more. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh goodness, I keep screwing that up. Okay, if I have it like that, then I need it. Let's just make a pencil line, shall we? Or even a pen line, I don't care at this moment. Like this, and then like that. Boom, 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 boom. There we go, Eureka. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing this way. I guess I could do it up here. Alrighty, 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 alright. There we go. One down.
No, it had to be this way. It had to have been this way. Oh, there we go.
There we go, there we go, there we go. And then I need to stamp my Julie Nutting doll. Oh yeah, I put her over here. Alright. And then let's see here, what do I have left in my scraps? Maybe that would be a cute shirt, or a cute dress. Okay. Clean that off with a baby wipe. And put this away. We have had so much rain lately. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to take this trimmer. It's not the best stamp job I've ever done. We'll make it work. And maybe we'll leave it on this white. I don't know, we'll see. We shall see. And I need to trim this out. My son will be coming home from school anytime now. So if this stops abruptly for some reason, you'll know why. And I'm just fussy cutting this all the way out. So some of this rain has kind of caused some damage to our gutters and to our roof, so I need to call the insurance company here pretty soon and have them come out and do an assessment. Which doesn't sound very fun, does it? Cute. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Copics, I believe. Gosh, I really need to clean my desk. I have too much stuff over here. Too much stuff everywhere. And it doesn't help that I have to clean it up for the cats to lay down, because then I love them. But they're a pain in the rear end sometimes. Coloring. right, and then let's see, what color do I want her hair to be? I think I want this bow to be a different color too. What if I made this bow like a bluish color? Kind of turned out green a little. That's okay, that looks kind of cute. And then I wonder if I should do her shoes in a greenish color too, if I have one that will match. Yeah, I think that's all right. And then let's make her have dark hair. Sometimes I add a few bangs to their face. I think that sometimes they're lacking a few, so in my head they need some. So I add some. I'm just mixing a really dark gray with some of this brown to give it even a darker color. And then I'll go in with the brown again. I'm not using thick Whisper White, and I'm not using watercolor or any special kind of paper, so it's bleeding a little bit within itself, but that's okay, it's not bad. And definitely you'll be able to see it on the back. But that's as expected with alcohol markers. I'm actually just going to put it on here. And isn't that cool? I love my Julie Nutting dolls. Then I think my camera stopped. I was just gluing this side down because it wasn't seeming to want to stick. Alrighty, there we go. And then if you want to decorate it up some more with some flowers or something, you certainly could. But here is my finished product. I think that my friend will like this. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope that that helped you learn something, and I hope that you like it and I hope you try it. Thank you. Bye-bye.